It was humid that day, quite humid, and green, completely and utterly so. Waves of cicadas would come and go, like the ebb and flow of a tide. I was hoping it would rain. It didn't, at least not that day.
I found a breezy spot next to a window. I set up there, camera, mic, and headphone, and stood with my gaze and tripod transfixed. Not seeking action or drama, just the fluttering of the curtain was enough.
What are the odds for us to have met? I often wonder what kind of forces are at work to make two different hearts meet from two different parts of the world. Call it destiny. I still remember the first time I saw you. You proudly showed me all the gold medals that your father won.
Your mother chose the image of a little girl which was to be carved on the stone. In the picture, too, the little girl was carving on the stone. The studio was filled with the sound of the jagged stone slabs turning into the image, strike by strike. Chup, chup, chup. Your tiny feet came down the steps. You had decided to announce your presence. I stood up and I had to take notice. I realized your mother was imprinting your image on the stone that she sat before.
There you were, with your tiny scratched and bug bitten limbs, munching on a green cucumber, inspecting a caterpillar over a sunflower as big as your face. Who is that kid? I had asked. Lucy's daughter had been the reply. To be honest, it did feel like you were at home in that forest. Would you believe me if I said I was too? At home, I mean. With the trees, the bugs, the birds.
We became friends during those uncountable number of pickups and drops by your father. To school, to dance class, to tuition center. Needless to say, I could see how much your father loves you.
拿来的东西，
快点快点！
这个大我怎么不听话
？Then one day, you even took me to meet your grandparents. I felt like I met someone I already knew.
我自己要带进的，看。啊？也已经脏了。再把它抓出来，再把它抓出来。
这两只眼睛在这里。
你把它抓出来。来。想不想要它土里去？
这边还有螺，你看，这海螺，
妈妈，你把它抓出来，把它抓出来。
抓出来，你看在那里啊。好了好了好了，你不要给它抓来抓去，它等下活不了。
We never actually spoke with each other. You didn't understand my language. I didn't understand yours. And yet, very much like the language of nature, sometimes sounds of nature, we communicated without words. I found a lot of me in you. Or should I say, a lot of you in me. Mischievous, endearing, a bubbly little brat when alone, a quiet, contemplative misfit among your own peers. I'm still in awe of your mother, you know, Lucy. Lucy, who created a forest school just like the one she dreamt about. So many times I just wanted to leave the camera behind and get into the mud or paddle across that estuary. I saw a lot of me in her too. Or should I say, a lot of her that I would want to be in me.
Your mother. She hammered stones, but gently. She wouldn't do it any other way. She had understood what gentle persistence can achieve. She knew it to be more powerful than strong, bold blows. Like all the wonderful women I know back at home, I saw a reflection of all of them in her. After all, they too had shaped stones in their unique way.
I love the way you watch your father cycling, as if you're cycling with him. You and your father inspire me to be adventurous, to feel the wind on my face, and to see more dreams.
I shot a lot with the both of you. But what I remember the most is the evening that I didn't shoot. We went to the market in search of some good fish. Now, apart from the fact that I'm a vegetarian and we had to buy some veggies for me to munch on, it was quite regular. Regular in the sense of how I some days go out with my mother to the Sabzi Mandi, vegetable market behind my house. But regular in a scenario of being in another country and culture and with people I hadn't known existed became memorable.
Do you remember that day? You sat next to the window and your mother combed your hair. Do you remember the day we went to the beach and you were trying to catch little fish in a puddle? Does your mother still tease your father for his growing paunch? I remember all these moments, moments of seeming nothingness, undramatic and just the everyday. But these are the most special ones. I will always be indebted to your family for welcoming me in their home and feeding me like their own. To never make me feel like a stranger, not even for a moment. Maybe someday I would visit your home once again in the future and redo all the things we did back then. Think of us, think of those days wherever you stand next to the window and do your hair.
I often wonder how, if at all, you would remember me. I often wonder how wonderful it would be if I were to build a forest school someday and you were to come Tian Tian and teach the kids what you learned growing up in one.
I wish you keep on counting the colors and be happy.
Let the wheels keep on rolling.
We will meet each other again.
Kindly eat the prawns that your mother gives you.